Hi students, 12th Standard Accountancy, Chapter-6, Retirement and Death of the Partner. Exercise sum number 4. Roja, Neela and Kanaga are partners sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 4:3:3. On 1st April 2017, Roja retires, and on retirement, the following adjustments are agreed upon. Increase the value of building 30,000, depreciate stock 5,000, furniture 12,000, provide an outstanding liability 1,000 rupees, pause journal entries and prepare the revaluation account. Let's understand the question. Roja and Neela and Kanaga, three persons are a partners into the partnership firm. Okay. The three partners are sharing their profit and losses in the ratio of 4:3:3. Among the three partners, Roja retires on the date of 1st April 2017. On the date of retirement, the following adjustments are agreed upon. Okay. So, at the time of revaluation of assets and liabilities, increase the value of building 30,000 rupees. So, building value increases. If the building value increased, asset value, building is an asset item. Asset value also increases. What is the journal entry? Whenever asset value increases, revaluation account is to be credited. Okay, which account is to be debited? Concerned asset account is to be debited. The concerned asset account is building account. So, building account at 30,000 rupees to revaluation account 30,000 rupees. The second transaction is depreciate stock 5,000 rupees. Stock is an asset item. So, whenever stock account decreases, depreciation means decreased. Okay, whenever stock account decreases, asset account decreases. So, whenever asset account decreases, what is the journal entry whenever asset account decreases? Revaluation account is to be debited and concerned asset account is to be credited. In this way, revaluation account at 5,000 rupees to the concerned account is stock account. Stock account is 5,000 rupees. Then, furniture by 12,000 rupees. Depreciate furniture by 12,000 rupees. So, furniture account depreciate means decreased. Furniture account 12,000 rupees decreased. Furniture is an asset account. So, furniture account, if the furniture account decreases, asset account also decreases. Whenever asset account decreases, what is the journal entry? At the time of revaluation, asset account decreases, revaluation account is to be debited, concerned asset account is to be credited. In this way, revaluation account at 12,000 rupees to furniture account 12,000 rupees entered. Then provide an outstanding liability 1,000 rupees. Outstanding is liability is an expenses. Okay, so it's they forgot to enter the outstanding expenses. Then they provided. Okay, so liability account increased. Okay, whenever liability expenses increases, liability account also increases. Whenever liability account increases, revaluation account is to be debited. So, as per the format, revaluation account is to be debited, concerned liability account is to be credited. Here, concerned liability account is outstanding liability. It is to be credited. So, revaluation account at 1,000 rupees to outstanding liability account 1,000 rupees. After enter the given information into the journal entry, we need to leave some space for the revaluation account, which means after pass the journal entry, we need to prepare the revaluation account as the ledger account. So, whenever you prepare the revaluation account as the ledger account, after prepared, you got profit or loss of the revaluation account. So, after you got the profit and loss of the revaluation account, you have to pass that profit or loss of the revaluation account into the journal entry. So, for that you have to leave some space. How much space you have leave here? Listen, all the partners capital account we have to transfer whenever you get a profit or loss from the revaluation account. You have to immediately transfer to all the partners capital account with their old profit sharing ratio. As per the format, here we have all the partners are Roja, Neela and Kanaga. So, we have to leave the three partners name and revaluation. So, 4 accounts we have to enter into the journal entry. So as per that, we have to leave the 4 accounts for some extra space for the transaction. Okay, after leave some space, you have to prepare the ledger entry for revaluation account. The format of the ledger account of the revaluation account is there are two sides, debtor side and creditor side. Debtor and creditor side we have the particulars and rupees on both the side. Okay, listen here. Let's see the journal entry. Whenever you have the revaluation account is on credit side, so we have paused the ledger account for the revaluation account, right? So the let's take the first transaction. As per that, let's take the first transaction. Where is revaluation account here? Revaluation account is on credit side. Okay, so you go to credit side of the ledger account, which means revaluation account. You have to write the opposite account. Which is the opposite account here? From the revaluation account, the opposite account is building account for 30,000 rupees. So you have to enter by building account 30,000 rupees. Enter on credit side. Let's take the second transaction. Where is the revaluation account here? Debtor side or creditor side? We have the revaluation account is on debtor side. So you go to debtor side of the revaluation account and write the opposite account. Which is the opposite account from the revaluation account? Stock account is the opposite account from the revaluation account. Stock account 5,000 rupees. So you go to enter two stock account on 5,000 rupees on debtor side of the revaluation account. Let's take the third transaction. Okay, where is revaluation account here? Revaluation account is on debtor side. So you go to debtor side of the revaluation account and you enter the opposite account on the debtor side. Which is the opposite account? Furniture account. So 12,000 rupees. So you go to debtor side of the revaluation account and you enter the opposite account, that is to furniture account 12,000 rupees we entered. Okay, then go to the next transaction, which means fourth transaction. Here we have to check where is the revaluation account. Here revaluation account is on debtor side. Okay, so what we have to do, you go to debtor side of the revaluation account. Here debtor side of the revaluation account, you enter the opposite account. Which is the opposite account from the revaluation account? Outstanding liability account is the opposite account, 1,000 rupees. So you go to debtor side of the revaluation account and you write to outstanding liability account 1,000 rupees. So listen here. Let's check the journal entry. Revaluation related transactions we have to enter from the journal entry into the ledger account. Okay, so now we have to find out the balancing figure. So for that we have to calculate the total. As per the which side we have the higher value, that side we prepare the total. As per the format, credit side we have the higher value. So the 30,000 we have to consider as the total. That 30,000 we have to enter on both debit and credit side. Okay. After enter the total, we need to find out the balancing figure. So for that we have to sum of the lesser value side, 12,000 plus 1, 13,000 plus 5, 18,000 rupees. So from that 18,000 rupees, you have to subtract 30,000 from the 80,000. You will get 12,000 rupees. That 12,000 rupees has the balancing figure, which means you get if you get the total on credit side, you will get the balancing figure, which means the profit on revaluation on debit side. Okay, if you get the total on credit side, you will get the balancing figure on credit side, that debit side, which means you got the profit on revaluation account on debtor side. Okay, so that 12,000 rupees as the profit on revaluation. Immediately you have to write to profit on revaluation account 12,000 rupees. Against the 12,000 rupees, you have to write the profit on revaluation account. Then immediately you have to transfer that profit on revaluation to all the partners with their old profit sharing ratio. Who are the old partners? Roja, Neela and Kanaga. That 12,000 rupees profit immediately transferred to all partners capital account with their old profit sharing ratio. So their old profit sharing ratio is 4:3:3, which means 4 plus 3 plus 3, 10. So The 12,000 rupees profit we have to transfer to Roja's capital account with Roja's profit sharing ratio is 4 by 10. Okay. So now we have to cancel it. Okay. 110 is 10. Okay. Remaining 2. 20. So 4 tens are 20, right? This 20 is to be added here, right? So now we have to multiply 1,400 with 4. You will get 2 zeros to be added here. 4 fours are 8, 1 fours are 4. So that 12,000 rupees is transferred to Roja's capital account with Roja's profit sharing ratio 4 by 10. Get 4,800 rupees transferred to Roja's capital. Then come to Neela's. We have to calculate Neela's capital with profit. 12,000 rupees profit with old profit sharing ratio 3 by 10. Okay. So 110 is 10. Okay. Remaining 220 it will be converted into 20. 4 so 2 tens are 40. Sorry, 2 tens are 20. Okay. This 2 zero is to be added here. 1,200 rupees into 3. These 2 zero will be entered here. 2 3s are 6. 1 3 is 3. Okay. 3,600 rupees transferred to Neela's capital account. Okay. Then Kanaga 110 is 10. Okay. 110 is 10. Remaining 2 is converted into 20. 2 tens are 20. These 2 zero is to be added here. 1,200 into 6 are 3,600 rupees transferred to Kanaga's capital account. Okay. So then we have converted the 12,000. We have transferred that 12,000 rupees profit on devaluation into all partners capital account with their profit sharing ratio. Immediately we have to pass the journal entry from the profit on revaluation account what we get from the ledger account. Okay, what is the journal entry? If you get the profit on revaluation account on debtor side, then you have to write revaluation account debtor 12,000 rupees to all partners capital account, which means Roja's capital account 4,800, Neela's capital account 3,600 to Kanaga's capital account 3,600 rupees. We pass the journal entry for the profit on revaluation account into the from ledger into journal entry. Okay, do you have any doubt? Please comment it into the comment box. Thank you. Take care.